What's up guys, and welcome to another episode of Bouldering Breakdown, where today we're going to check out the last 3 V7s on my Niagara Glen tick list. So just to start things off, it's worth noting that these last 3 V7s haven't seen any ascents in years. I've talked to people, I've looked online, couldn't find anything. So with that being said, they're a bit of a mystery. And the first one we're going to check out is Diamond in the Rough. The picture shown here is from the guidebook showing the route and a worded description. I've been there, I've tried the route. The holds don't really seem to be there, and if it goes, it's quite a bit harder than V7. So that sent me back to some of the old guidebooks to try and make sense of maybe there's something that was missed and how does this route really go. Alright, so here's the info from some of the old guides. On the bottom we have the guide from the 90s, which is one of the original guides, saying start sit-down holds in the middle of the right face, traverse around the lip of the roof, and finish on huge jugs after the second corner. Now if we also look at the description from 2010, the same info is there, except it indicates that you're traversing left. Now, also both of these descriptions have measurements on them. So the first one's saying 40 feet, which if you look at other measurements in the guide, it's talking about how long you're traversing, so it's a pretty long traverse. Then the other description says 4 feet, which in that guide, it's typically talking about how high the climb goes. So also goes along with a traverse that doesn't top out, only 4 feet high. Then if we take a look at the illustration, you can see that number 33, which is Diamond in the Rough, again starts on the right side of the boulder when looking at the boulder from the river. And it's also in between 2 trees. So this spot is actually opposite to what the new guidebook is saying Diamond in the Rough is, and also it's traversing left around the boulder, whereas in the new guidebook it shows it traversing right. In addition to the old information, I also talked to the creators of the new guidebook, and they did say that it was a little bit confusing trying to figure out where Diamond in the Rough was and that they didn't have time to try it. So with all this being said, I think that the route shown here is most likely what the first ascensionist did for Diamond in the Rough. And the next picture here is showing all the handholds and footholds that I used to get this thing done. Diamond in the Rough. Start sitting just to the right of a tree with each hand in a good pocket. Make a big first move upright to a right sloping ledge. Match and then continue left to the first corner. This opening sequence is probably about V5. Then you're going to be above Hector's toe hook on some pretty good jugs. The next few moves are probably about V1, V2, until you get closer to the top of Royal with Cheese, where things get a little bit harder, maybe about a V3. But by then, you're pretty pumped. Get to the finish of Royal with Cheese and just continue a little bit more left until you can stand up on the slab, and that's the finish. In total, I did about 27 hand moves, so it's quite a long traverse. Get ready for the pump. So unfortunately, the next 2 climbs, Beef Baron and Mangler, I haven't been able to do or figure out how they're really supposed to go. I think the most likely explanation is that there's been some breakage over the years and they're no longer the same climb they used to be. Here's some clips of me trying them and some pictures of where I think the rock is likely broken off. So that's it for me and the V7s at the Niagara Glen. I hope you guys liked watching the video of Diamond in the Rough, and if anybody makes any headway in Beef Baron or the Mangler, let me know. Peace out guys.